need to be getting some more work done, but I need to figure out how to stream more often, so here we are. Here we are. Wait, where's the chat? Oh, bollocks, I lost the chat. Here we go. Okay, so hope I didn't miss anybody's hello messages. There we go. Good morning, or afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are. So I'm still working on the little red door. Let's see if people hopped on. Seems like I'm online in all of the places. Just checking the chat. My chat's not showing up for some reason. Oh, there we go. Well, hey, Cliff. And however long you can stay is fine by me. I could always just use a friendly few words. Welcome, Borky. Hi, Chris Johnson. Hello, Danae Bacon. And, ooh, Beowulf. How's it going? And Full Metal Animator. Hiya. Hiya. So maybe it's showing up in the chat now. Yeah, there we go. We got the chat working. And hello, Giuseppe. So yeah, I'm still working on my illustrations for Behind the Little Red Door. Finished this one. I've been futzing with it forever, so I just have to move on. So I have to do page 31 now. And I have my thumbnail that I've blowed up a little bit. And I'm just gonna do a more refined sketch. Yeah, this is basically the shape of the door. I don't know, this door has been really inconsistent throughout the book. I hope nobody gives me bad marks for that. Yeah, the problem with illustrations sometimes is I don't know really how to strike the balance between putting stuff on layers and then just working on everything on its own. Because this last illustration I did, I put everything on its own layer, like the bark of a tree and the leaves of the tree were on different layers. The problem is that when you do that though, you just lose sight of the image as a whole, and it's really hard to integrate everything together. And so I just went down this terrible rabbit hole. Oh my god, it's hot. Do I have the AC on? 72. Yikes. Oh, I am glad that smell-o-vision has not been invented yet. So we've got some more people joining in. Hey, Stephen. And Beowulf says, going good. Hope you and your family are doing well. Doing pretty well. Still suffering on the sleep front. Just not getting any sleep. The baby wakes up and doesn't let me put her down, so I just sort of... I don't know what it is I'm doing at night, but it resembles sleep, but it's not sleep. I just sort of like... What is the word? Like my brain sort of goes into Did you ever watch TV so late at night, back in the days of, normal broadcast? Then a certain day, they run out of programming and everything just goes fuzzy. But it's still broadcasting. That's what my brain does. My brain just goes fuzzy, and there's just like TV snow in my brain at a certain point, and then it's daytime, and it's hard to get the fuzz to stop. And I think that's maybe why I was having trouble with my page yesterday. Uh-oh, what am I doing wrong? Save all my work. Okay. Something I should know, Nate? And, more people joining in. Let me say hello, hello, hello. And, welcome Aaron Vanilla. And Giuseppe said, wow, you actually said my name right. Well, I am very happy that I did. And Carter Wright, and watch me mess up like Chris Johnson. I bet I said that wrong. And I said Danae right as well. I'm on a roll. Oh, and here's the challenge. For Hook Gods. I'm like, come on for Hook Gods. I said, come on for Hook Gods. Everybody to the limit. That's me. I'm to the limit. Everybody come on for Hook Gods. That's what that reminds me of.
I had to turn the breaker off.
Oh, is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm removing the wallpaper around an outlet and I didn't want to get
Okay.
away.
How is everybody?
Everything's great.
Okay. Okay, it's one of those close the doors and let Mama work days, and I get sort of nervous because everything's too quiet. And Nicholas! Hey, Nick. How you doing, buddy? Stopping in. I appreciate it. And on Periscope, awesome. Professor Crabpot says it's 2:30 a.m. in Australia. Can you say screwed up sleep schedule? Well, listen. If you can't sleep, treasure sleep. It's so nice. If there's no reason to stay up, just go to bed. Get that sweet, sweet slumber. Let your brain fuzz turn off. I dream about sleeping. Sort of. I dream about being asleep. Yeah, there's a little animation I want to do about naps. I'm probably never going to do it. I can't see my way back to doing original stuff at this point. Yeah, it's tough. This door is supposed to be going back to his Dorish self. Because he's a character that, comes to life and jumps around. But now he's going back to his static door state. So I kind of have to tone him down. Oh, when's that beat gonna drop? Yeah. Gypsy jazz always gets me thumping a little bit. Oh, I didn't finish saying hello to everybody. And Nick said, my sink drain backed up and flooded. I am also glad smell-o-vision is not a thing yet. Man, we had a flood in our bathroom too because we didn't teach our daughter, our 5-year-old, don't keep flushing. We have taught her that lesson since. But yeah, so Nate's doing all sorts of repairs to our bathroom now because it got under the floorboards and it's just a disaster. But it's not as bad as it could have been. At least it's not going to be $1,000 worth of repair. But it's so funny, we got our stimulus check. Just goes straight to the plumber. But we're doing okay, it's fine. It's just one more thing to do. So, oh, I didn't mean to make it about me, Nick. I hope if you're still in the chat, I hope you get it fixed, and because that is just, when your bathroom is, it's just not a good thing. And it's just, it's, having a flood in your house, it's never a good time. But it always, when it happens, it's just like, really? Now is when you choose to flood bathroom? Oh my god. Yeah. And Giuseppe says, actually, smell-o-vision does exist? Oh no. And welcome, I am the best. And Giuseppe goes on to say, they have tech that you can add to VR headsets that creates all kinds of smells. No, they do not. Oh, what a world. And Frank Ziegler says, am I drawing on a Cintiq? Yes, I am. Forever fuzzy. Nicholas. And Full Metal says, do you ever rotate a canvas to make drawing curves easier? Oh yeah, I do that all the time. All the time. Especially when I get into inking. But right now, I'm just refining the sketch. Like these sketches that I'm working with were basically the thumbnails, so they're more off model than I'm willing to allow.
Some girls, they want the moon and
No vocals. And welcome, Alex Anderson. And Ool McNeil, hello. And Carter says, the glasses character reminds me of Illumination's OC. Yeah, glasses are just, whenever you have a group of kids, one of them has to have glasses. That's just one of the rules of cartoons. Oh my god. Listen, another reason I wanted to do a stream today is that I might pass out. And I'll need someone to alert my loved ones that I have lost consciousness, so. Okay. This one here is named Hattie, and she's not that far off. I just can't get bogged down in details yet again. But yeah, it's just funny how I wasn't able to make do explorations or a style guide or anything prior to this. Like, not that, you know, I don't know how children's books work, so I don't think that they do style guides since it's usually illustrated by one person, but just cementing in my own brain what these characters are supposed to look like. So they do vary wildly like the door does, but oh well. Honestly, the only person who's really going to care about that is me. I'm trying to keep things as consistent as I can. Let's make it to the bottom of the chat, Joe. Can we do it this way? And Ool says, am I saying that right? Ool or O? Been a while since I caught a stream. Well, I'm happy that you're back. More people for me to chat with. Alex says, Homestar Runner for the win. And Chris Johnson says, you said my name right. Bare Naked Ladies said it best. Who needs sleep? I do, Nick. This face right here needs sleep. Do you see these bags under my eyes? I'm permanently purple. Ugh. Golden slumbers fills your eyes. Full Metal says, I once dreamt I woke up from a dream, then I woke up from that dream. It was feckin' spooky. No, I don't have very strong dreams, like very good or very bad dreams, one way or the other. I guess there are a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress dreams. I have a lot of annoying dreams. Like, I dream an awful lot that I wake up. Well, back when I was sleeping, I would dream. I don't dream that much anymore. But I would dream that I woke up and got dressed and washed my face and brushed my teeth and had breakfast and did all the morning chores. And then I would wake up and be like, oh crap, I gotta wake up and get, like, the worst thing from waking up, when you don't want to wake up, is having to do it twice. I need to dream better. I heard there's some way to train yourself to have lucid dreams where you can sort of just do whatever you want and fly around and eat pie or whatever you want to do. But I don't know how the heck that's possible. Because as soon as I know I'm dreaming, I'm just gonna wake up. And even sometimes after I wake up, if I've had a particularly anxious dream, I'm still stressed out about that test I have to take, or all those teeth that are missing now. Like, my teeth melted out of my mouth, and I'm gonna have to go to the dentist, and it's such a pain in the ass. Sorry, I should probably not swear, even though this is not for kids. YouTube, if YouTube is watching, this is not for kids. Look at how salacious these drawings are. Oh my gosh. Like, she's holding her hand out like this. What? Not appropriate for children. Please don't demonetize me. Let's see, who else is here? Spooky. And hey, welcome back, LJ. We'll keep each other company while we work. And I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Okay, hi there. And Uni's storage unit, or Uni. I'm supposed to be asleep, but oh well, here I am. Sleep, oh for God's sake. If you can sleep, please sleep. Hey D-Tag, welcome. And Brian DeTagios, or D-Tag, says Cartoon Network did a smell-o-vision with a scratch and sniff card of smells for cow and chicken back in the day. Oh my god. That was back when Cartoon Network was super, super fun. I just remember it from that Bugs Bunny cartoon. I can't remember what the name was. The Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny fall asleep and wake up in the year 2000. And Elmer Fudd's reading a newspaper and goes, smell-o-vision replaces television? And as a kid, I don't know. I still think that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I don't know why. It just tickles me. Alright, Hattie, how you looking, kid? Maybe you can be looking up. Why'd I change your nose that way? Why do I do the things that I do? I don't know. I don't know. That'll do. Oh my god, there's a helicopter outside and it is shaking the house. Oh, we live next to a hospital with a helipad. So it always feels like something bad is happening. But it's nice to live next to a hospital, you know. Helps with all those stress dreams that I have. I wake up, oh, at least there's a hospital nearby. Nah, I don't think she needs another year. You get 1 year, Hattie, and you'll be thankful for it. Alright, let's get Dion to the bottom of the chat. Oh, I'm almost to the bottom of the chat. Almost welcomed everybody. And Carter is very kind, says, great character designs, by the way, thank you. And Waffling Wallet 2020 says, sup. Sup, dude. And D-Tag says, love the characters you made for these books. Well, thanks, D-Tag. D-Tag is actually the reason that I got this gig in the first place, because he was actually the author's first choice. I keep this here, you know, it is useful to have a visual aid to let people know what I'm talking about, but also because I forget what I'm supposed to draw like, and so I just always like to flip through it. But back to the story of thanks. Thank you, D-Tag, for recommending me to Koi, because it has been a wonderful, one of my favorite jobs I've ever done. And it's inspired me to, once I have the time, once I just catch up on sleep, that's all I need, then I'll get back to original stuff. I just want my baby to sleep through the night on her own, or I can roll over if I want. You know, if you can roll over whenever you want, then you've got it made as far as sleeping is concerned. Just you have the freedom. You're not going to crush any children. You're free to sleep how you want. Treasure it. I shouldn't complain so much. I'm just really tired. Did I mention that? Okay, and Chris says, reminds me of a Sprout cartoon. Oh, Sprout. Is Sprout still around? Oh, welcome back, Donnie. And Carter says, just called to say hello. I just called to say I love you. That was my grandma's favorite song. It was so cute because she had a really thick Russian accent. And she would call, and I said, hello, and she was like, I just called to say I love you. Just very cute. Oops, I just got buzzed. Sounds fun. Oh, they like my idea for the extra spread. Good. Well, I've got some emails to catch up on. Son of a bollocks. Not for kids. Okay, how you doing, Hattie? Yeah, I wish I could just redesign these characters from the ground up. I wasn't thinking some things through originally, and it's... And also in the back of my mind, I have a children's author and illustrator friend who I always run to and beg for advice whenever I am stumped when it comes to children's books. And she talked about, her name is Kelly Light, and she's fantastic. Kelly Light. Easy to remember, easy to spell. And she has just this gorgeous, fun, animated style. And she was struggling in her career for a long time because so many people in the children's book, the kidlit industry, they look down on, they looked down on animation styles in children's books. They wanted things that was like, I guess more artistic and painterly, like Eric Carle, the Hungry Caterpillar guy. And she had like a very, I don't want to say cartoony, but just like a appealing kind of Warner Brothers cartoon sensibility. And she struggled. Like they actually, in a big conference, she told me about this terrible moment where they pointed out her work as like, don't draw like this, because it looks like a cartoon show. And it really hurt. It hurt me just hearing her say that and having to go through that. I don't know if I would ever recover if somebody said that to me. Well, I get that said to me a lot, so. And I haven't recovered, so it's true. Okay, Hattie, you're as good as you're gonna get. I gotta move on. But since then, there have been a lot of people from the animation industry who have had successful children's books, including Kelly. And she has a wonderful series called Louise Loves Art. And it's all about a little cool artist girl. And it's like there's so much of art history embedded in the story and in the styling of everything, and it's really, really cute. And what am I talking about? I totally went off topic. Let's tell. Why was I bringing up Kelly Light? Oh well. I just know when I designed these, I wanted them to work for animation as well, and they don't quite. I can't move them in space very easily, especially these. Her head, I can never decide when you can see the other side of her hair. So I wish I'd given it a little more thought originally, but now I'm stuck with you, Hattie. But you're cute, so I don't mind. How dare they call this big band? Oh yeah, Donnie said the cartoon is the old gray hair. That's the one I was talking about. Eat cheese before going to bed, says Full Metal, classic way to get crazy dreams. And D-Tag. You're so nice, said, so glad it went to me. Thank you. How are things at Turner, D-Tag? I was just talking with a guy who used to be at Turner. He's got his own studio now, and we were reminiscing about the old days. I think he left Turner like the year before I started working there. His name's Mike. I'll have to check my email. And Carter says, red doors are covered in the blood of their enemies. Oh, Steven says, get a pet and you still can't roll over. Oh yeah, we've got a very weird cat. Like, she's very skittish and disappears for the whole day, except at night she just becomes really cuddly and wants to snuggle and sit, like put her butt right next to my head. And it's gross. And she purrs really loudly, which I like. And she also meows really loudly, which I do not like, because she'll meow just right when the baby's about to go to sleep. You just hear, it's all gonna be in a cartoon in a few years, guys. It's all gonna be in a cartoon soon, and it's gonna be really funny. And, oh, happy birthday, Tay. Have a piece of cake. And Kanye 2020 says, is animation worth going to school for? I used to equivocate on this. If you can afford it, it's absolutely a lot of fun and a great way to start your network, but for the most part, I don't think so. For the amount of money that art schools cost, I don't know. I just, my gut tells me no. Like, I went to SCAD, which is the most expensive school. So, I guess that sort of colors my opinion on it. But if you can find a reasonable tuition, it's nice to have teachers. It's nice to have other students to collaborate with. But I don't think it's necessary. Like, if you have to sell plasma in order to afford it, then it's not worth it. If you're going to be in debt for 20 years, it's not worth it. Because with art, nobody cares about your diploma. They really don't. All they care about is your portfolio. And if you're driven, you can get the resources on your own. Well, actually, and you never stop learning. I just got Nancy Beeman's storyboarding book. It's right here. Another visual aid. How convenient. And Nancy Beeman was a teacher at SCAD who left SCAD like a year before I was able to take any of her classes. But my husband actually had her as a teacher, and he said she was really, she's like the kind of teacher you want, like someone who knows her stuff, someone who's tough, someone who when they praise you, you know they mean it. I can't wait to get into this. It's gonna be great. More classes. And Lexi's joined us. Hey, Lexi. And Carter Wright says James Bond. Yeah, it sounds a little bit like James Bond. And D-Tag says working from home for now. Awesome. All right, Healy, how you doing? How you doing, kitten? Yeah. It's better. Oh, you've got a little of a bean shape to your head. I like it. But I can't allow it, because you do not have a bean-shaped head. I'm so sorry. I know you got attached. Oh, I wish I could play real big band. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move her foot over here. So even though this is an animation, I'm trying my best to make things feel like they're moving. Oh, well, she's got the same big stride as Keely. That's what I was thinking when I put her leg there. It's alright. It's alright. No big deal. Nobody's gonna care but me. They will be like, that's nice. And I'll be like, it's garbage. Oh, it is nice. But it was supposed to be great. That's why it's garbage. Oh, I missed the end of the chat again. Because the name's Bond. Gold Bond. Feeling itchy? That was a bad joke that I made on top of a very good joke, so I apologize. Oh, and welcome Dylan. Say, hey, as an indie worker, how do you go about making your own schedule? Well, I don't determine what the deadlines are. The deadline is king. Do what you must do in order to achieve that deadline. And, yeah, I've never really had a problem with procrastination. More of my problems have been with not working, finding the not work. I don't know if that's lucky. I certainly don't have a lot of fond memories of parties that I went to. I don't get out much. Even before the kids, I didn't get out much. Even before the quarantine and the kids, I didn't get out much. So, making schedules and things, I guess it's just always been internal. Just the stress streams and the constant panic of not having things done. To give you an idea of my personality, I'm not just saying I have a disorder because it's cool. When I was in school, like science fair age in middle school, we'd get our assignment for the science fair and say, oh, it's in a couple of months and you need to start thinking about what kind of a project you want to do, and here are the steps and everything. We'd have months to get it done, and I'd finish mine in 2 weeks because I was so anxious about about something going wrong or having to rush at the very end. So I like to rush at the very beginning and then have a lot of time in the back end to futz about with it until I'm sick of it and want to jump out a window. So that's my recipe for success. But that's just who I am. I've embraced it. It's funny, the way I did get out for a period in my life when I had this really fun experience with this burlesque cabaret troupe. And it's when I really started playing the ukulele and learning to perform. It's like, I can't just go out and hang out and have fun. It's not in my DNA. There has to be something like, well, if we're going to hang out, we have to have something to show for it. So let's join this troupe and put on a show in a month. Another thing to stress about. So that's how I have fun. I do miss those days. But on the occasions when I do go out to see a movie with some friends and go to a bar afterwards, all I can talk about is how much fun it is. And I was like, oh my god, you guys, do you realize we are not at work and we just saw a movie and we're drinking alcoholic beverages. This is the best. This is amazing. Why don't we do this more often? Everyone's just sitting. It's like, we do this often. we do this out. Yeah, it's good. Calm yourself. Calm down. I remember even just going out for a work lunch with some workmates. Just, I get really excited. It's just exciting for me to be. It's like that feeling of skipping school. I still have that skip school feeling whenever I do something fun. And I was like, I'm not supposed to be having lunch and enjoying myself. Ah, I'm so bad. I guess that's better than feeling jaded about everything. And DTAG says, sports of course is pretty much shut down, but everything else is churning. Well, that's, yeah, I don't watch sports, but I've heard that, I've seen some memes, I don't know it's true, but we're watching athletes play video games now? Is that what it's come to? Yeah. Well, one thing about the this quarantine is that animation is one form of entertainment that can be done in isolation. So, yeah, things are still churning. And Jamie Tucker's on. Hey, Jamie, miss you too. You know what, Jamie, if you're still on, we've been meaning to FaceTime with you and Alex. I think Tali would really enjoy that. So I'll text you later. I'll text you. Ah, Papa Undy's on here. Thank you, Papa Undy. And LJ says, doesn't Nancy teach at Sheridan? I think so. That sounds about right. A couple years ago, we went to the Toronto Animation Festival, and she was there. I think because that's basically like everybody there is from Sheridan. Yeah, but still, she's a big advocate for doing stuff outside the studio system, doing independent stuff. So I need to check in with her. And Lane Draw Stuff says, do I enjoy more cartoons for children or for adults? You know what's funny is I prefer children's cartoons because it seems like the last place where optimism is allowed to be alive. Adult cartoons are so grim. Just dismal, and oftentimes mean-spirited, and I get enough of that with live action. And I'm just not a fan of nihilism. And it just seems like adult cartoons, like the writers are always in this battle with the animators. There's like, don't you dare be more interesting than my precious writing. So, there's that. But I actually have my own adult cartoon that I want to get done. Just to show, like, there's a different way to do adult animation. And I've got a story I want to tell, and I'm excited about it, but I just haven't got the time. I know that's a common excuse, but I don't have the time. But I keep telling myself, someday I will. Someday I will. And hopefully these ideas won't have gotten rotten by then. I would have time if I didn't have to live. Stupid life. There. Okay, Pico. Actually, I think. those are more your proportions. Okay. Let's see how these compare to the previous page. Oh, you green page. Bane of my existence. Okay, that Pico, he's a little skinny. You're a little skinny, buddy. I like how you have a little bit of a chunkier foot there. Yeah, while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna change him up here. That's strange. Oh, there you go. A hurdy-durdy-dur. Ballpoint pen. You know what? I just realized how dour I sound today. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to keep complaining. So I have to remind myself that live streams are not my diary. Or my therapist. There we go. I think that's better. Okay, gotta catch up on the chat. Oh, more Russian. Search Google, translate. I should copy. There we go. Wish there was an automatic translate thing in bot. Aw. Which in... Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I don't speak better Russian. I should speak Russian, but I don't because I was a child that refused to learn Russian. And my parents were like the one immigrant family that said, we're Americans. We don't need to teach our children the mother tongue. We left that country. So maybe I'll just throw in a few words that I know. Hopefully it will help. Let's see. Привет. Как дела? Очень хорошо. I hope that helps. Carter asked, where can you watch Promare? I don't know what that is. Boo. I need to go down. I need to go down to the bottom of the chat because okay. And oh, some more people joined in. Hey, Tim. Sassy background tunes. Thanks. And welcome, Natachok. And Chaos the Nerd says Sheridan Ree. Oh, is there something about Sheridan I don't know? That's actually, it's like one of the, it's like up there with Cal Arts. And they do a film every year. Like, from year one, they do a film, which I think is great. Froggerzard says, how do I feel about absurd humor? I think as long as it's funny, it's actually funny. There's no genre of humor that I think is bad. However, I do think too much of just one kind is tiresome. So, like The Office is like the first example of cringe humor. But in the early seasons, it was mixed in. There was cringe and a couple good jokes, a lot of physical comedy. Oh, I'm tired. Oh. Okay. Sorry. That was part of me just shutting down. But when The Office became 99% cringe humor, it became almost unwatchable. Like when Andy was boss, ugh. Awful stuff. So absurdist humor, it's great. But it can, if it's too absurd and you lose the through line of personality and character, then it's not fun anymore. Like a good example is like all Looney Tunes are basically absurdist. Because, and we don't remember that because we're so used to it by now, that those cartoons are basically started all comic tropes, or cartoon tropes. But at the time, it must have been, looked like absolute insanity. Like, I think there was one, I can't remember what the context was, but it was like a bunch of Disney animators watching a Warner Brothers cartoon, and they were just baffled by it. It was like, what is this? Why is this? Why is this? Is probably what they said. But today we're just like, well, that's what happens in cartoons. Anvils and mallets and dynamite. That's cartoons. But at the time, it was the height of absurdity. And yeah, I really want to do a video sometime about just the humor of the 1940s was so off the wall. We don't realize it because it just basically started modern humor. But it was this, it was vaudevillian humor that was unrestrained by physics. And yeah, I've got a lot to say on the subject, but I need to work out my thoughts. But it wasn't just cartoons as well. Like the whole notion of the screwball comedy. There's so many of what were called the screwball comedies. Like one of the biggest examples is Bringing Up Baby, which the premise is like this rich lady has a pet. Is it a leopard or a cheetah? I think this baby's a leopard. Oh, come on. And they just have to get the leopard somewhere. I can't remember what the plot is. But it's basically Katharine Hepburn and her baby pet leopard driving Cary Grant insane. And it's marvelous. You know what? I don't think this is working. And so you'd see these elements of what feel like cartoons in just normal comedies. And if you want to see like really crazy stuff, find some short subjects from the 1940s, short subject comedies. And there's one that's I saw on TCM once. I need to see if I can find it on Daily Motion or something. But it's like how to swing dance, and it's so funny. I swear I thought that it was like a modern parody. It's so funny. And just like the timing and the sound effects and the acting choices. We don't appreciate the 1940s for how absurdist it really was. Or the kind of off-the-wall humor that it produced. I mean, it was a crazy time. When people needed to laugh, they needed to laugh. Let's get back. I still didn't make it to the bottom of the chat. And it says, what kind of a cartoon idea would I pitch to a network? I'm working on it. But I leave clues in my work all the time. I Like basically anytime I'm drawing pinup girls, I'm working out my pitch. Pollock says, hi, we're all tired now. D-Tag, I guess 5 minutes ago, had to run and do lunch. Thanks for hanging out, D-Tag. If you're still around, see ya. And if you're not, I'll just leave this as a message for you later. For the future, D-Tag. For the future. It's nice for people to stop in. It is fun to work and know that I'm working alongside somebody again. Well, it's like the old days at Turner, man. Because when you think about it, when we're all in our little cubicles, we don't see each other, but we're still like in proximity. So this isn't too different of a thing. We're digitally proximate. And even if it's just a few words, it's nice to know you're doing well. And but I do miss the old days. It'd be nice to be back in the studio sometime. Someday. Like even without the quarantine, all of my work is done from home. Because my workload, the amount of work I take on is contingent on Nate's workload. And I don't know what we're going to be doing from now on until we get word about when his job starts up. But yeah, we decided to homeschool our oldest because we couldn't get into the school we wanted. And my sister homeschooled her kids, and so I've got a guide for how to do it. And yeah, it seems like it could work out, but it's possible that pretty soon I'm going to be taking a bit of a sabbatical. But the plus side of that is if I don't have any work, then all spare time I have, which will, be less, I'll do my pitches and my original stuff. And I'm really aching to get to my original stuff. And LJ says, aren't I of Ukrainian descent? Yes, but my parents speak Russian. Well, they also speak Ukrainian, but they mostly spoke Russian because it was the Soviet Union era, the Soviet era that they lived in Ukraine. So everything was Russian. And it's so funny, I didn't even know they spoke Ukrainian until a few years ago. And they said, of course we speak Ukrainian. We're from Ukraine. Like, but you've only ever spoke Russian. And they're like, well, there's lots you don't know. Which is definitely true. And looks like there's something going on in the chat that I don't understand. La 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 la. And Tim says, thanks for mentioning me, makes me feel famous. Oh, well, how does this make you feel? Tim. Tim with 2 N's and 2 N's in Hannabom. That's a cool name. Did I say it right? Hannabom? So Tim with 2 N's, you're a star. And I need to get back down. Cartwright says, I agree that Nostalgia Critic sucks big time. I think he's fine. I've heard a lot of people saying Nostalgia Critic sucks now, but I still pop in from time to time. I'm like, that's alright. What was one that I really liked the other day? I don't remember. I like his cat. He has a cat named Chaplin. Actually, the thing that Nostalgia Critic does that makes me laugh the most are his ads. The paid promotions that he does in the middle of his videos. I don't know what it is, but they just crack me up. I think that's what was making me laugh the other day. Yeah, I just think Doug Walker is a funny guy. And But I do think the height of Nostalgia Critic was the days of the Chuck Norris meme. For some reason, anytime he did the Chuck Norris, it always caught me off guard. And just really made me laugh. But anyway. To each his own, though. To each his own. And... and Lexi says, if I worked on the new Animaniacs, what would I do? I don't know. Whatever they would have me do, but that's not happening. When you don't, when you get hired on a show, you don't get to pick what you do. But I can dream. Like, I had a couple story ideas even. Like, since forever ago that I would have loved to have done. There's one music. Why do I feel like this is a game show? This is your life. Come on down. $1 without going over. All those things. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there was one musical cartoon I wanted to do with the Warners. That was just the 3x Strauss polka, Trish Trash polka. It goes bum blip bum blip bum 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 blip bum blip. It's such a cute little polka, and I imagined it as a cartoon where the Warners are sort of burrowing, trying to get back to the water tower, but they keep ending up in different places, and it's just sort of getting wrapped up in the places they wind up are just crazier and crazier, and there's like a refrain, dun 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 dun, and I thought it'd be a nice place to do like a cute little dance, that kind of stuff. I'm not. This is not an elevator pitch that would work, but if I had the chance and the opportunity, I would have pitched a couple cartoons. And talk about Nostalgia Critic versus Angry Video Game Nerd. You know, if I knew a thing about video games, I would probably enjoy Angry Video Game Nerd. But as it is, I know nothing about games, and so watching his reviews is like watching a review in a different language. Phalus. Oh, I need to check out Phalus again. It's been a long time since I've seen any of his videos. Oh my gosh, Stefan said, is you're trying to decide what to watch after the stream, pondering League of Gentlemen TV show or Blackadder. Oh, Blackadder. But there's like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen TV show? I don't know about this. Let me know. I'll have to look that up. Because it was a terrible movie, but the source material is so cool. Yeah, Carter says Blackadder for sure. Blackadder, Blackadder. Gosh, I need to see Blackadder again. I forgot the theme song. I think my favorite season, though, was the Elizabethan season. Because I just loved Queen Elizabeth so much. She was so funny. I forget what that actress's name was, but she just... she tore me apart. I couldn't laugh anymore. I was done. Yeah. Fond memories of Blackadder. And no parking. Barry says, today happens to be Daffy Duck's 83rd anniversary. Wow. Fun. And Promare can be accessed online. I have no idea what it is. It sounds like a software to me. And Carterite says Phalus is the real life Garfield. I bet that maybe that's true. I don't know. Lexi has to go. Bye, Lexi. Thanks again. And a few weeks until Justice League animation finale movie. Like Justice League from the old Justice League TV show? What is it? Carter says the original with Rowan Atkinson? What? Did they remake Black Adder? Ooh, no, they didn't. And all those direct to download, I can't even say direct to video, I'm just gonna say direct to video. Warner Brothers DC movies. They just started making so many of them, I lost the ability to keep up. And I think the last one I saw was the Batman and Harley one, and I just was like, well, that was a thing I just watched. And I've sort of been done ever since. And they all just sort of they started running together in my head for me until the point where, like, Nate found, I was like, oh, look, it's a new Superman movie that we haven't seen before. Like, oh, okay. Then we watch it, and I was like, I think we've seen this one before. And we're like, no, this is new, it's new. Like, no, we've seen this before. And it turned out that we had forgotten we had seen it, and we had just rewatched it because we thought it was new. And yeah, that's not something you want to have happen with your product. But maybe I'm the jerk. I don't know. But I just feel like, so in this next movie they're going to be fighting Darkseid. I feel like they're always fighting Darkseid. Like, my least favorite thing is Batman in space. I just hate it when Batman is in space or when Batman is fighting aliens. I remember the first time Batman fought aliens in the animated, it was in the Batman Superman Adventures before Justice League. And it was sort of a cool episode where Superman has to pretend to be Batman because Bruce is missing. And I was really into it for most of the episode, and then the end of the episode was like, aliens! And there was also that episode that introduced Etrigan, and it was like Batman with magic, Batman with aliens. I'm like, that's not the Batman I like. I mean, it's entertaining, but that's not my Batman. So anytime Batman's in space, I just like, oh, that's good. That's great. I mean, the most amount of magic I'll allow for Batman is the Lazarus Pit with Ra's al Ghul, because they're just such good stories. I think Ra's al Ghul is such a wonderful foil for Batman. And the concept of the Lazarus Pit isn't too mystical for me. But when you're invoking demons and stuff, it's just a little too much. It just tiptoes over that line, you know what I mean? Ooh. 1:30, huh? And wow, Fenrir really doesn't like Nostalgia Critic. Okay. He murdered a mother? What? Alright, doesn't sound right. And Ink Between says, I didn't end up finding out what the studio has it in their hands. Oh, what are you referring to, Ink Betweens? I'm sorry, I'm really behind in the chat. What? Nostalgia Critic's mom died? What? And well, Donnie says yesterday would have been Charlie Chaplin's 131st birthday. That's amazing. 131 years ago, Charlie Chaplin was born. It's like space age. Ink Between says, not a big fan of their straight-to-video films. The writing feels super aged and all too similar. Yeah, I guess that's what it's like. They keep doing the same stories over and over. And it's hard to keep track since each one is sort of in a different universe. It's sort of hard to keep straight what's going on. Like they did one where it was like a total reimagining of who Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman would be. Like Wonder Woman was now one of the new gods, but it wasn't really Wonder Woman, it was, I don't know, was it Barda? And Batman was this guy who was a vampire. I think it was related to Man-Bat. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, it was just weird. What is this? I thought I was watching a Justice League movie, but I guess it's something different. And welcome Ocelot Pictures. So can someone explain to me what this stream is about? Just drawing and chilling? Yeah, just trying to finish up some children's book illustrations, and I got lonely, and I wanted some company, and thankfully everyone is super duper nice, and a lot of people are just working along with me. And normally, I'm trying to get far enough along so that I can return to doing total request sessions where I draw what people request. And it's a fun exercise and very, very challenging as well. So I'm hoping maybe next week I'll do a total request challenge because I'll be pretty close to finishing the book. And Hattie here needs some glasses. Always on a separate level. And what's this? Fenrir says Batman needs to be in space, it helps. Do you want him to save the League from bigger bats like Brainiac? No more limits on Batman, he rocks, he killed Darkseid with Superman's help. I do not want Batman in space. Batman in space is a different character. But I'm not going to complain or anything. It's not my character, it's just I have my own very clear appreciation for Batman, for the kind of stories that he told. And Batman in space is just, it feels gimmicky. I'm not a fan of these characters going into space at all. Like Superman in space maybe once in a while to save us from a meteor or something. But when they go off world and they're all these crazy alien worlds, like, I was never a fan of the New Gods. I never liked Darkseid. It's just like, it's so far removed from the stories that, feel like they have real people in them. Like, I don't get Apokolips as a planet. Like, how does it work? Is it just like a couple of sentient beings and then millions of flying monkeys? I really don't get how it's a whole civilization. And they never really go into it, and I don't really care that much because I don't like Darkseid and I don't like his lieutenants. And the New Gods are just equally boring but opposite. I'm sorry. I know it's Jack Kirby. I know he's superhumanly talented, but I've just never found it appealing. What I love about Batman is how fundamentally human all those stories are. And the original animated series is so much more mature and grounded in real human tragedy than so many adult shows are. And I miss that. I miss the film noir. And I know, like Bruce Timm was talking about designing Batman Beyond, and he was like, I'm just so sick of drawing lapels. So he designed he imagined a future without lapels. And that's great. I love Batman Beyond. Because, Batman's Beyond stayed true to what I loved about Batman. It's very, very human. Everything is about an emotion, a real emotion. Everything's about... except maybe the egg episode. I don't know. I mean, not every episode is perfect. But what they strove to do was something very mature, very measured. And by mature, I literally mean mature. Like, grown up in the scope of what they're talking about, not mature as in inappropriate content for children. Which is my complaint against adult animation in general, that it's... mature content is actually quite immature when you think about it. It's like what a bunch of 14-year-olds think makes them hardcore. And it's like, you know nothing of life, little ones. Yeah, but that's my Batman spiel. I love Batman. And what's funny is that everybody loves Batman, but everybody's Batman is different. I don't think no two people have the same Batman. Oh, welcome, Weird Cartoon Kid. Oh, yeah. Superman. Fenrir is explaining Apokolips to me. It's a hell industry planet. It's even bigger than a regular world. New gods are the size of the stars. They cannot fit unless they use boom tubes to shrink. Yeah, this maybe explains the mechanics of the world, but it's very far removed from life. We need things that are beyond human too. We cannot stay too limited. It ruins stories. I just don't see anything. There's nothing interesting to me about the New Gods. And if the Warner Brothers animation writers they've been doing New Gods stories forever, and if they can't sell New Gods to me, I don't think I'll ever be sold on them. Like, if Paul Dini can't sell the New Gods to me, I just don't think it's for me. Oh, Ronald joined us. Oh, you probably joined in a while ago and I must have missed it. And, oh, you're talking about Batman Beyond, the one where the guy could phase through walls and then couldn't stop it and just phased through the earth and fell down to its core, and Bruce just watched. Oh, I don't remember that one. I need to rewatch Batman Beyond, but yeah. Steven says, my Batman has to have tights, explosive pop-ups, and loud brass band outbursts. That is also a good Batman. And we've got someone new, Safia. Hola. And Safia says, me gusta como dibujas. I like how you draw, or like drawing. Well, muchas gracias. And bienvenidos. Lines. And Duajidi says, have I considered doing art critique on my channel? Viewers send drawings and I draw over them. Maybe. That's a good idea. My big fear is that people will send me a lot of anime stuff, and I'm just clearly not the person to be doing anime stuff. And how do I know that this will happen? Because people keep requesting anime when I do my total request live streams. They're like, do you want to be unhappy with my drawings? Because if I try to draw anime, you're going to be unhappy. So maybe if I have some basic rules, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do a total request live, because that usually brings more people in, and I'll post that as if that's something people would like. Whoops. And Ronald Mack asked Stephen, have you been watching Batman Brave and the Bold or reading Batman 66? I would also like to know, what is Batman 66? But I remember when Batman Brave and the Bold was on Netflix, and I remember thinking, ugh, this looks awful. But then I just got sucked into it, and it was so much fun. It was such, and the finale was with Bats, the little bat creep, Batfink, whatever his name is, and he just said exactly what I went through. So I guess mine was not a unique experience. He says most people started watching the show ironically, thinking that they would hate it, but ended up realizing it was a love letter to all things Batman, and ended up loving it. I was like, that's exactly what happened to me. Yes, cool. Well, a comic version of the 1960s Batman TV show. Very interesting. And No Parking Berry says there's a channel that does redraws of people art while giving pro animation art tips. Maybe I'll check that out. And Fenrir says Batman the Animated Series is too great, loved Mask of the Phantasm. Mask of the Phantasm is my favorite Batman movie, hands down. I wish they'd had a bigger budget, because the limits on the animation are just very, very heartbreaking, but it's an exquisite story. I enjoyed Lego Batman. It's Lego. Lego Batman was crazy. Like that, I thought the original Lego movie was quickly paced, but I could barely follow what was happening in Lego Batman. It was funny. It was lots of fun, but it was just a little bit too much. And like a little too self-aware. Like, I liked the framing device of the original Lego movie, that it's like, oh, it's this story this kid is telling because he's dealing with this thing with his dad. But the Lego Batman one was just like, is this the kid still playing, or is it its own world, but it's too self-aware? So, but I mean, I don't know, it was entertaining, that's for sure. But it didn't have that same sincerity that the original movie had. Oh, Sapia says I speak good Spanish. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank you. But I'm delighted to hear that. Like I'm very happy when I pronounce things correctly. Like people's names and words in other languages. I wish I spoke another language. I really do. When I get to that golden day of realizing I have some time, I'm gonna open up my Duolingo app and I'm gonna stick with it, buddy. And I'm not gonna shut it down until I habla francés. Maybe I should learn Russian first, so I can talk to my relatives. There's just too much to learn. The world is too awesome. And Ronald Max was talking about, I like limited animation, like fewer frames per second, squiggle vision like home movies, or ones where it's almost like rough animatics. Well, I'm not against limited animation at all. I really loved home movies. I thought that was a great show. And one of my favorite animated shows ever is Clone High, and that is done on the cheap. The great thing about limited animation is that it forces you to focus on what is really important in the pose, because you got one chance. But I think with Mask of the Phantasm, the performance required, I would say it would have really benefited from more lush animation. I mean, it's still so good, It's really, really watchable. But I think if, we're in this era of reboots and redos and mulligans, just go back to Mask of the Phantasm and throw in a few scenes of better animation. Just a little bit. Let me do it. Just give me some money. I'll do it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Shh, it's fine. I'll do it. But what's funny is the second Batman movie, Sub-Zero, which it wasn't that great. The story was kind of, I think it started out strong, but it just, I don't know, it just sort of dragged. But that's the movie that got the really nice animation, and it's unfortunate. It really is. Alright, Keely. I think you're nice and inked. Alright, hon, you're all done. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. Oh, there's something wrong with Hattie here. That chin comes way too far out. See, I always have to step away for a minute in order to see all the terribleness. It's funny how it's just really terrible, but I can't see it when it's so right under my nose. I think that's a bit better. Oh, we got some people jumping in. I hope I didn't, Uh-oh. Something wrong. Did I have lunch? I did not. Oh, it's 2 o'clock already. Gee. Lasagna? Yes, please. So I'm gonna have to scoot, because it's probably not gonna be fun to watch me eat lasagna. So I do it Garfield style. Let me catch up on the chit chat. And Catharni, oh, a bit late to the party. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm about to head out in just a moment. And Sathya asked, what country would I like to visit someday? ¿Qué país te gustaría visitar algún día? How about España? I'd love to see Barcelona. I'd love to see Greece, Italy, Paris, London. I know I'm just saying cities now that I know Paris and London are not countries, but no, I'd love to travel someday when I have time. And Ice Cream Hero, hi Ice Cream Hero, talking about the Flintstones is hysterical. Also, it's a sitcom, so it doesn't need full animation anyway. Also, love the way Peanuts is animated. Agreed. And Carter says, this music reminds me of when Family Guy was good. Yeah, Ronald says, 2 o'clock, wow, I'm so out of the loop. Had no idea you were on the East Coast. Assumed you were in Burbank or something. No, I guess we share a time zone, Ron. and Hero SVA. Hello. Goodbye. I'm having to hop off. Thanks, everybody. And Zoran! Zoran just jumped on. I'm just about to leave. Zoki. How's the recordings going, Zoki? Because I'm getting close to finishing my book. And I think I'll have a few days to work on the super secret project. And it's the project that I'm not going to talk about because people are more interested in secret stuff than stuff I'm trying to promote. The hilarious and really, really funny and it's going to be great secret project that we're working on. How's the recording going? Doing those on Sunday. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to do the support button. There we go. Thank you all. You're all so lovely. And I'll see you all soonishly. I'm working next week. I'm going to do a Total Request live stream and pose the idea of possibly doing art critiques, like my opinion matters. But it's a neat suggestion. Bye-bye.